Hi everyone. So today we'll be talking about decimals. Okay. So what does it mean? What are the different positions in the decimals? Okay. So let's try to understand with the help of an example. Okay. So if we have, for example, a number 1.790. Okay. So this is the decimal. So the dot is the decimal, and we also say it as point. Okay, so we can say 1.790 or 1.790. Okay, now if the numbers are towards the left of the decimal or towards the right of the decimal, it makes it different in which position they are. Okay, so now what do I mean by that? Okay, so let me probably take here also, let's say 281. Okay, this will help me to tell you the difference. Okay, so first of all, okay, what position do we have here? 2. Okay, so let's focus on the numbers before the decimal. So it's 281. Okay, so 281. So in 281, okay, 2 is the hundreds position. Okay, so 2 is hundreds. Okay, and 8 is tens, and 1 is ones position. Now what do we mean by this? So in 281, so 281, okay, so this will be represented as 2 into 100. Okay, and 8 tens will be represented as 8 into 10, and 1 will be represented as 1 into 1. Okay, so we get 200 plus 80 plus 1. Okay, so we get 281. So this represents that 2 is in the hundreds position. So we have 200, 8 is in the tens position, and 1 is in the ones position. So hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, then we have a decimal. Okay, so after the decimal we have 3 numbers, 790. Now what do these 3 mean? Okay, so 7 will be tenths. Okay, so tenths. Okay, this was tens and this is tenths. Okay, so what does this mean? It means it is going to be represented as 7 by 10. Okay, so after the decimal, it's 1 at the first position. It can be represented, its value can be represented as 7 by 10, and as we move towards the right of the decimal, the value of the number decreases. Okay, so 9 will be hundredths. Okay, because it can be written as 9 by 100. Okay, and 0, so always remember zeros after the decimal. So the ending zeros after the decimals, they don't hold any value. Okay, so 281.790 and 28.79 will be the same. Okay, because the ending 0 after the decimal does not hold any value. Okay, if it would have been 281.709, then yes, then we cannot write it as 281.79. Okay, because it's 709. It's going to change the position because 7 is at tenths position and 9 in this case will be at the thousandths position. Okay, in this case the 9 will be represented by 9 by 1000. So thousandths position. Okay, so before the decimal it's hundreds, tens, ones, and after the decimal it's tenths, hundreds, thousandths. Okay, and we've understood what each means. So it's like they are bigger values, and after the decimal we represent it by 7 by 10 because it's represented as 0.7. Okay, it can be written as 7 by 10. Okay, and similarly 9 by 100, and 0 because it's trailing, it does not have any value in this case. Okay, so now let's try to see how do we round them. Okay, so now we've learned what are the different positions. Okay, now we'll see how can we round them. Okay, now let's try to understand rounding. So here in decimals we are going to be talking about rounding, okay, to different positions. Okay, let's say we will round them to ones, then tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. Okay, let's take 4 examples. So the first is 2.8037. Okay, so in this one, ones position. So which is the ones position? This one. This is the ones position. So now whenever we are rounding, the important rule to remember is 5 or more. Okay, it increases. This is the rule that we have to remember. Okay, now what does this rule mean? Okay, so whenever we have to round to the some place, so in this case ones, okay, so we see the next number. We don't have to worry if it is after the decimal or before the decimal. Okay, we just have to see the next number. Okay, if it is 5 or more than 5, then the value increases. Okay, and rest all of them become 0. Okay, so what does this mean? So here we have 2, we have to round to the ones position. So after this we have 8, so 8 is more than 5, so this rounds to 3. Okay, and then 3.000. So zeros, trailing zeros after the decimal don't hold any value, so rounding off to ones in this case will give us 3. Okay, now let's look at tens. Okay, tens, which is the tens position? This one is the tenths position. Okay, so let's look at the number next to it. It's 0. It's less than 5, so it will remain the same. So we write 2.8. So all the numbers after that will not be valid anymore because we've rounded it off. Okay, so now let's round it off to hundredths. So hundredths is what? 0. 0 is hundredths. So 3 is less than 5, so it will remain 2.80 as it is. Okay, so we can either write 2.80 or we can write 2.8. It's the same thing. Okay, now rounding off to thousandths. So the thousandths is 3. Okay, so because it's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 3. So the number after 3 is 7. It's more than 5, so 3 will become 4. Okay, so rest all numbers remain same, and the rest, the before numbers remain same and the after numbers we don't consider anymore. Okay, so it's 2.804. Okay, now let's take another example. So it's 11 decimal 5491. Okay, so in this case ones position is this. So this is 5. So whenever the next number is 5, we increase it. So this becomes 12, and we don't write any numbers after that. And then 10th position. 5 is at the 10th position, and the number next to it is 4. It's less than 5. So it will remain as is. So it will remain 11.5. Okay. Now hundredths. 4 is at the hundredths position. So the number next to it is 9, which is more than 5. So this will be increased to 5. So our rounded off number will be 11.55. Okay. And now the number at the thousandths position is 9. Okay. The number after 9 is 1. It is less than 5. So it will remain as is. So 11.549 is our answer. Okay, let's do another example. So we have 4.0675. Okay, so at ones we have 4. Next to it is 0. So it will remain 4. So at the 10th position we have 0. And the next to it is 6. So 0 becomes 1. So it will be 4.1. Okay. So the hundredths position is 6. The number next to it is more than 5. So 6 becomes 7. So it will be 4.07. Now for the thousandths position we have 7. And the number is 5 equal to 5. So 7 will become 8. So we have 4.068. Okay. I hope this is clear. Let's do one last example. 25.8023. Okay. So rounding off to ones. So ones is the position 5. The number after it is greater than 5. So it becomes 6. So rounding off till 1. So whenever rounding off to ones means only till ones. Whatever value do we get until the ones digit. We don't consider the rest of them. So just 26. Now till tenths we have to consider the numbers only till first decimal. So next to that is 0. So 8 will remain as is. So we'll get 25.8. Okay. Now for hundredths, it's 0 and next to it is also less than 5. So it will remain as is. So we can write 25.80 or 25.8. Now for thousands, we have 2 and next to it is less than 5 again. So it will remain 2 itself. So we'll have 25.802. So I hope this is clear. If you have any questions, please write down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.